Welcome to Fallout 76. This is Jim. In this video, we're going to take a look at completing daily challenges for today, Monday, December 23rd, 2024. Let's take a look at and see what we got for today. Alright, we got some good ones here. I have many videos on my channel that will help you guys out to give you different ideas, different locations, easy areas, hard areas over there if you're a brand spanking new player to the game. You're a returning player, even if you're an experienced player, there's a particular daily, weekly challenge that's giving you a hard time or trouble. I'm sure you'll find a video on my channel that will help you. I try to keep my videos as updated as I possibly can. Of course, you guys are awesome. The great comments and tips are greatly appreciated. Okay, first things first, I apologize for the lateness of the video. I am working my 12-hour day shift today. Of course, I do get the daily, weekly challenges out. They're just a little bit later than usual on these particular day shifts. And it'll be the same thing tomorrow. Fortunately, tomorrow will be a Tuesday, so we have the full meal deal, the daily and weekly challenge videos, as well as the Atomic Shop update. So I will get those out tomorrow, just be a little bit later than usual. Again, 12-hour day shift, and on top of that, we are getting a pretty good snowstorm here tomorrow, starting tonight, where I live here in Canada, and it's roughly about 10 inches of snow, about 25 centimeters or so. So a little bit of a dousing there, so I'll definitely get to the videos. Just I appreciate everyone's patience and support. Okay, so just an FYI, in case you have been missing this past week, of course, the Festive Scorched has been deactivated here in the game. Now, we will still come across the odd Festive Scorched, as we saw in a couple of daily challenge videos this past weekend. Again, they will not give us festive gifts. Now, if you do need to open up some festive gifts, of course, we can get it from the Santatron station, or we can craft our own. Now, because Bethesda has given us a little stack of gift wrap every day right up to January 3rd, 2025, and we'll be taking a look at that at the end of this video. Now, I did make a separate video on that just the other day, so you can check that out. It's all time-stamped and everything. And of course, we do have the double score weekend spilling over into Monday here, which is pretty awesome. This started this past Thursday. Anytime there is double score, it's always good to take advantage of the old season pass by completing these daily challenges. Now, just an FYI, you may come across some information here and there in the past where some people were talking about leaving your weekly challenges for double score weekends. Now, the weekly challenges have nothing to do with double score, all right? Double score is only affected the daily challenges only. So you can do your weekly challenges at any time. So just an FYI. If you take a look at the top right-hand corner of the screen, I do have a 15% boost going on right now. And of course, that is claimed right off the current Season 19 Season Pass on 2 pages at a 5% and a 10%. You can get that by being a Fallout First member or by paying the 1,500 atoms for the Season Pass. As I mentioned, we are going to use a score booster drink here. All right, so the score booster drink will increase by another 25% for 24 hours. Of course, we can only use one score booster drink at a time. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, if every time you do use a score booster drink, you don't see your score increase right away, there is nothing wrong. All you do is you back out, you go back in, and you'll see it kind of pop up. It's just an FYI if you ever see that or notice that. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm going to take a look at this one here first, actually. Consume a vintage alcoholic beverage one. So we all have alcoholic beverages that we pick up, we find very abundantly in around the wasteland. But this particular one, we actually have to consume a vintage quote-unquote type, okay? So let's take a look here. I'm going to take a look at our Pip-Boy, go under food and drink. Now, if you take a look, it's got to actually have the word vintage in the name, like this vintage Meyer Magic Moonshine, this vintage Nuka Shy. Now, when you do open up the festive gifts, you do have a chance to get a vintage Nuka Shine. And I highly recommend that this time of year, you kind of save. I wouldn't say you need a whole lot of them. I would say maybe about a half a dozen. Just kind of stash them away in your stash box. And that way there you have them available, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain. And that way there you don't have to waste a reroll on this particular daily challenge. Now, we can craft Nuka Shine at our brewing station, and then of course we have to throw it in the fermenter to make it vintage. Okay, now we do the same thing. Now we can find Meyer Magic Moonshine here in the game. And basically, all you gotta do is just come bring it back to your fermenter, throw it in there, and I believe it's about 10-15 minutes of real life gameplay. Either you go AFK or you do something else, and it'll turn into a vintage Meyer Magic Moonshine. Okay, now that's what we're gonna go after here today. Instead of me just trying to, drink these two here, is I'm just gonna assume that people may not have these on them. Okay, but again, you do have a chance to get a vintage Nougat Shine by opening up the festive gifts. All right. So we're going to find a Meyer Magic Moonshine just by itself, not a vintage one, right over here at the Sunday Brothers cabin. So let's pop over here. All right, so we're just right here. Now, this can be a little bit higher level area, but it's easily done. I'm just going to focus on the main building here. Now, what I like to do myself is to get up on this candy cane hut here. We're going to make our way across this little bridge. There's going to be a ghoul right on the top here. And we're going to take him out. Just like that. All right. As we can see right on the table over there, there's two of them right over there. All right. And all we need is one. All right. Now, if you ever come here and these are not here, that means somebody already come here and taken them on that server, so you can always server hop this location. So that is just a regular Meyer Magic Moonshine. So those are two. There'll be a third one down there, as you can see right in that little bear's mouth there, okay? And then we're going to head right outside again, and we're going to make ourselves on top of the roof here. And just on the other side, there'll be this little, kind of this back deck, whatever you want to call it. And we'll see Petey up here. And usually right here on this barrel, there'll be two more Meyer Magic Moonshine. Pretty good little spot here, okay? And again, all you need is one, all right? That's all we wanted to do, is just consume one, right? So let's head back. We're going to head back to our camp here. Yeah, all kinds of great options. The old Meyer Magic Moonshine. Pretty good. Triple X. Yes, sir. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go right to our fermenter. Now, I assume most people will have the fermenter on them in their camp, but just in case you're brand new to the game and you do not, you can get the fermenter and the brewing station by completing the side quest called Wasted on Nougat Shine. Now, I did that about a month or two or so ago with a member of mine, Mr.Prince, and you can definitely check that video out. It is all timestamped just in case you run into any issues with how to complete it, because it can be a little glitchy, okay? Now, of course, how to interact with that is you go up here to Morgantown, and you make your way to the Big Al's Tattoo Parlor, and just out back you'll see a door, and there'll be a little poster there. You go ahead and interact with the poster, and that will start the Wasted on Nougat Shine questline. Now, it's not very long. I think it takes about a half an hour or so, maybe a little bit less depending on how quick you are. And at the end, you will get the plan. You'll automatically learn the plan for both the brewing station and the fermenter. And what I mean by that is most plans that we get in the game, as you know, we go open up our Pip-Boy, we go to the notes section, and there'll be plans there that we have to read to learn, okay? But in that particular case, for some reason, we automatically learn these plans. It's not a plan you have to read, right? So just an FYI. So now we have our Meyer Magic Moonshine. We're going to go to our fermenter here. And as you can see, on the right-hand side, it has 10 slots, all right? So we're going to go to My Food and Drink. On the left side, we're going to take this Meyer Magic Moonshine. And as you see in the bottom, it says assign. We're going to assign this to the fermenter. So let's go ahead and do that. And then you'll see it flop over to the fermenter on the right-hand side. So now you see how it has the yellow condition bar. What is going to happen in about 10-15 minutes or so, that condition bar will slowly decrease. You just kind of see it there, just a little hair just kind of slowly decrease there. Now it'll eventually turn into a black bar with a line through it. It'll be called Meyer Magic Moonshine. I don't know if I have one here or not. vintage, you become this one here, vintage Meyer Magic Moonshine. It'll be just like that, the black bar with a line through it, all right? And that's how you make it vintage, and then all you do is just drink it. That's all you gotta do. And again, if you do have a vintage Nuka Shine you got from the festive gifts, by all means. But I'm just trying to show you and give you guys as many options as possible. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll keep going to the next daily here. Scrap junk to produce oil 5. Okay, so oil is a junk item. We can use the bulk and scrap method at the Tinker's Workbench. Let's go ahead and check that out here. Go to our Tinker's Workbench here. We're going to go craft. We're going to go bulk. Go down to the O section. To bulk 1 oil, you need 2 plastic or 10 waste oil in your stash or scrap box. You bulk that 1 oil and then you scrap. This hands down the fastest, quickest, easiest way to complete this daily challenge. It's more so for the folks that are kind of short on time or just want to get these challenges done so they can move on with their life. I have been showing some people where you can find oil. Now I do have about 5 or 6 older videos I made in early 2023. They are in the playlist, and I show you some great locations where you can find junk to give you oil. You can check that out if you so wish. It's right on my channel. Now there's a pretty good spot just up here. Is the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse just up the road from where we are. So let's pop up here. Right. Now what we're going to go after are gas canisters and fuel tanks. Okay. So gas canisters and fuel tanks, there's all kinds of them here at WV Lumber & Co. There might be even a couple in around Settlers Ridge here. There's a whole bunch right down here on top of the little bunker right here at Mount Blair Train Yard where you do BattleBot. Probably one of the best spots is over here where the triplets are, the 3 Snallygashers, Toxic, Larry's Meet and Go. Really good spot. Alright, so let's go ahead here.
It's just about time to eat.
And we are going to grab these gas canisters here. We're going to grab this gas canister. This is a great little spot. As you can see, there's at the little lantern up there, another gas canister, we have an oil can, a little fuel tank here. Perfect. So that's more than enough that we're going to need. Okay. And again, I think there's another fuel tank in around here somewheres. Yeah, just right there. Perfect. All right, so they're using that one there. So let's go ahead and scrap it. And as you can see, 1 fuel tank gives us 2 oil. 1 gas canister gives us 1 oil. 1 lantern gives us 2 oil. 1 oil can gives us 2 oil. So it gives you some examples, okay? And again, if you are having extra trouble, you can always check out those videos in that playlist. They're all titled Scrap Junk to Produce Oil, and I give the location of where I'm going. They're very short videos. All right, what is next here? Scrap Junk to Produce Rubber 5. Right, so again, rubber is a junk item that we can use the bulk and scrap method. Let's go ahead and go craft at our Tinker's Workbench here. We're going to go bulk. We'll go down to the R section. And to bulk 1 rubber, you need 2 plastic and 10 raw rubber. You go ahead and bulk that 1 rubber, and then you scrap it. And again, just like the oil, hands down the fastest, quickest, easiest way. Again, more so for the folks that are kind of short on time, or people just want to get this stuff done as fast as humanly possible. All right. And again, I have been showing people where we can find certain junk items because I realize, there are new players to the game. One of my favorite spots to go after rubber is right up here in good old Grafton. So let's pop up here today, and we're going to go right to the Grafton School. And we're going to try to bypass all the Radtoads and the super mutants that are around. Now, we are going to hear them. It's going to be a little noisy, but we'll kind of get through it here. So we're going to head right to the high school. This is a very small high school. It's not like Morgantown High School at all. All right, let's get in here. All right, we're going to go right out back here. All right, and as you can see right here, we have all kinds of basketballs. Let's pick up a basketball here. We're going to go to item. As you can see, 1 basketball gives us 3 rubber. You see all the basketballs in there. And you open up these doors here and look at all the kickballs there. A bunch of kickballs. Pick up a kickball, same exact thing. One kickball gives us 3 rubber. So as you can see, there's all kinds of great options here. So we'll grab a couple of these kickballs here. Here we go. Another pretty good spot for basketballs is actually right here at the Dross Toss, right here in Camden Park, just for like a little bit of a backup if you're legitimately looking for rubber, right? Let's head back to our camp where it's a little quieter here. As I mentioned, it you get pretty noisy here in Grafton in the high school. You should get that event that starts, usually either a protest march or Grafton Day. Then you get the Radtoads and the Super Mutants fighting each other. It's always a good time. Alright, let's go ahead and scrap these kickballs that we picked up here. Done just like that. Scrap done to produce rubber. 5 for 5 done. As easy as that. Again, the oil and the rubber, you know, if you want to do it the faster, quicker, easier way, again, nothing wrong with that at all. Let's check this fermenter here. Alright, so as you can see, the Meyer Magic Moonshine has come down a little bit there. Alright, so that's working its way. Let's see what's next. Collect Brain Fungus 5. Okay, great stuff. So there's many ways we can find Brain Fungus here in the game. You have good old Rusty Pick Breakdown here, which is a free fast travel. We have a bunch of little Brain Funguses in there we can grab. Right around the White Springs area, we have like a little dumpster kind of area. And you can always check that for some Brain Fungus as well. I really like the Abandoned Waste Dump. This is a pretty good spot here. Now, you just got to keep in mind there are 2 death claws inside. Now, sometimes there are 3, so you just got to be on the watch out for the 3rd one. You never know when it's going to spawn in. But there's usually just 2, all right? And there's all kinds of Brain Fungus in there. Very similar right here to the Wendigo Cave. Again, a little bit higher level area. You're going to come across some Cave Crickets, some Mylar Kings, and of course a Wendigo in there. So it can be a little bit higher level area, but there's all kinds of both glowing fungus and brain fungus in here. Now, brain fungus can be found very readily throughout the mire and around the waterway areas. And especially down here at the Cranberry Bog, we do have the Sundew Grove areas. Down here, here, and over here. So it's a pretty good spot for brain fungus as well. Alright? Let's give you guys as many options as possible going after brain fungus. We're going to head this way here to the Abandoned Waste Dump. So I'm pretty sure we cleaned out the Rusty Pick just the other day. I don't believe my game has been reset yet, so we'll hop on over here to the Abandoned Waste Dump. What in the world? Okay. Okay, guys, whatever. Let's fly over here. We're going to go right inside the old cavern here. Now again, just be on the lookout for some death claws. Now there is a perk card that will help us out here when we are collecting brain fungus. Of course, it's under perception. It is called Green Thumb. You twice as much when harvesting flora. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why, and I hope they don't change it, but with this particular perk card, again, you will pick up 2 instead of 1. Now, in terms of brain fungus, when you pick up 2, you get credit for 2 for the daily challenge. However, if it's crops like corn, racer grain, glowing fungus even, when you pick up 2, you only get credit for 1. And I don't know why that is, why it works like that, but I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, alright? So if you do have that perk card, it is definitely going to help you out here. Now, we were here again the other day, so we did pick some brain fungus, so we're going to have to kind of go one-on-one with the death claw here. So there's a nice little patch up here, as you can see. When you come across a little patch, it's usually 2 patches in one, right? And again, if you're brand new to the game, if you ever notice brain fungus like this and you say, hey, how come I can't interact with it, Jim? Well, that's just the way the game goes. It works very similar to other things like Mothman eggs and glowing fungus. You'll still see them on the wall or on the ground, okay? Uh-oh. And, yeah, I felt the breathing right on my neck there. And, yeah. Yeah, as I was going to say, there's nothing wrong with your game. That's just the way... Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's right. That's the second one. So that's the second one there. Oh, okay. stuff. And the other one is around somewheres here. So they're not smart enough to come up that ramp, apparently. Okay. Yeah, he's hiding back there because he's a little scaredy cat there. No, he's on level 60, and he's like, yep, there's Jimmy the Tesla rifler because he's a lunatic. So if you ever come across that, like how you pick up that brain fungus, as I mentioned, there's nothing wrong with your game. Okay? That's just the way the game is, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. It's just when I notice stuff like that, and I know there's going to be questions about it, I always try to kind of put that into the video just for your information. Look at him over there. Watch what happens when I come down here now. He's going to be, he's going to put his big boy pants on there. Watch. Oh, yeah, he's like moonwalking out there. Yeah, have a nice life, buddy. Yeah, right on. All right. As you can see, there's all kinds of brain fungus in this place. Tons of it. Tons of it. All right. Let's see what's next here, Jim. All right. Deal critical hit to a Radtoad 1. Okay, so again, we did this one the other day, and I would say the best spot for Radtoads is, again, right up here in Grafton. So we're going to pop back up here to Grafton, this icon here. Again, it's going to take us to the north of Grafton. We're going to take care of some Radtoads. Now, I think the Super Mutants took care of a couple of Radtoads on us for us. So we're going to go around, and I'm going to explain how all this works. Because I know a lot of people may be new to the game, and some people may not even know how to do a critical hit, all right? I think these guys here are dead too. Go over to the other side of town here. There's Buddy right there. So let's make the way on top of this roof. There we go. We're going to hide up here right there. All right. So again, critical hit to a Radtoad 1. All right, so let's get bats on this guy here. Some eyes on him here. All right, so you see the crit meter right in the middle of the screen. And you see how it's full. All right, now you see the critical at the bottom of the screen, the little Y, in my case, so whatever button it is for you, you'll see it flashing. And what that means is that you are ready to perform a critical hit. All right. Now, sometimes, even though that critical meter is in the middle of the screen like that, once when you get going and you're in around a lot of enemies and stuff, you don't have the time. Even though that's in the screen in front of you, it comes up so fast, you don't even notice it. So there is a little audible alarm. I call it like a little bloop sound. And basically that tells you that you're ready to do a critical hit. And like when you're doing a daily like this, when you only need one critical hit, it's not really important. But when you see me going after some enemies, even with my lower level character, you'll see me do critical hits all the time. And what I'm looking for, I'm not looking for that little bar in the middle. I'm listening for the audible alarm telling me I can do a critical hit. Now, you will come across older videos of mine where when I say when you can do a critical hit, you have to hit that critical button, the one that's flashing, and the fire button at the same time. And of course, that does work. Okay, it does work. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I would suggest, a better way to do it is, of course, when you get a critical hit, ready to go, you hit the critical button first, and then the screen will flash white, and then you hit the fire button. All right, so let's go ahead and do that here. There's our. I'm gonna hit the critical button, which is Y. You're gonna see the screen flash white. All right. So now we can do a critical hit. I'm just going to hit the fire button by itself. There's our critical hit, just like that. All right. Now let's fill that critical meter up again. Now, depending on the weapon that you have, some weapons, all you need is maybe 1 or 2 hits to fill that meter. Yeah, I definitely have a couple weapons that are like that myself. And again, I also have weapons that takes maybe 8 hits to fill that critical meter. So there are legendary effects that you can get to fill that crit meter. Now we're going to try to fill that crit meter so you can hear the little blip sound. Alright, so you hear the little blip sound? So without me even looking at the middle of the screen for that meter, because it pops up so quick, alright, I know I can do a critical hit. So I'm going to hit the critical button here. And you can see critical strike on a Radtoad, etc., etc. You just kind of keep going. And that's all you do. And once when you start doing critical hits, like if you're brand new to the game, you'll never go back. You'll be using them all the time once when you get down the little pattern to do, okay? So that's the best way I can explain it. All right, what's next here, Jim? Kill Feral Ghoul 10. All right, so great spots we can find Feral Ghouls here and around the Wasteland. Of course, one of the best spots is just west of Vault 76. We have the upper and lower parking lot there. And that is a real good spot. They're just weakened ghouls. We also have the one right by my camp called Alpine River Cabins. If you venture around Morgantown, around the roadways, every block or two will have a little patch of ghouls, like 5 or 6, right? So that's a really good spot. Right down here, we have the Charleston Capitol building on the inside, the DMV building, pretty good spot. Lewisburg. Anywhere and around the White Springs Golf Club, you'll find them just kind of roaming around. So those are some pretty good spots there. We can find some ghouls very reliably, all right? Let's pop up here to Vault 76, and we'll take care of these ghouls here. And again, Vault 76 is a free fast travel, so that's even better. And again, you know, you can make these daily, weekly challenges as easy or as hard as you want, whatever you want to do, right? At the end of the day, there's just easy score, right? So you can, you know, go after the easy stuff if you want. I most certainly do myself. Down the road here. Ouch. What is wrong with that guy's arm? Did you see that? I don't think I've ever seen those guys doing that before, huh? Right? And we're going to head up these stairs. Now we only need a couple more. Or one more now, I guess. You come up these stairs and you go down the other side, just right by this donation box. There should be 2 more down here. They'll just kind of pop up out of the side wall here. Just like that. Ouch. Oh, these guys crack me up sometimes, I'm telling you. Who has more fun than us, eh? That's awesome. Alright. What's next here? Complete Event 1. So if you take a look at the description, you'll come across a link to a video called Complete Events for Newbies. You don't have to be a newbie to watch that video, because the main reason why I made that video is to show events that we can spawn in on our own. Because we do a couple events that just kind of randomly pops up, but the vast majority of them in that video I spawn myself. Now we can spawn events on public servers and private ones. It's easier to do on private ones. It's a little harder to do on public ones, especially if that public one is an older server, because you don't know when that event was up last. So there's usually like a 30-minute cooldown associated when the event had started to when it can pop up again. So just kind of keep that in mind. But we can definitely spawn events in on both type of servers. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. And I mainly made it to because sometimes we have been on those servers where there's just like nothing going on, or there's an event that we just don't really want to do, or it's a little bit out of our league. Okay, so we can always take a look around and see what's available. So we did go up here to Grafton, and we are the ones who started this protest march. So let's see how much time is left on there. We'll go right into Grafton Station. That way there we don't have to come in from the north. We'll be coming from the north side at Grafton itself. We actually have to go through all those super mutants, and I don't really want to do that. We're going to come in from the south side on the Grafton Station side. We're going to run in, and this event is going to pop in for us again. And as you saw, like when we came up here to go after those, the basketballs, and the kickballs, we're the ones who had spawned this one in. I was going on with my jetpack there. It's like it's working, but not. Oh, I hear, yeah, this guy over here, he's a little on the annoying side. It's a little too out of reach there. Now, okay, good stuff. So this event usually takes about a half an hour, but it only takes about 5 minutes to complete, even if you're by yourself. Oh my lord. Oh, there he is right there. I thought he was on top of me. Look at that cartage. There we go. Just like that. That's a real nice one. I usually prefer Grafton Day in this area because it's really easy instead of having to go through this. But as you saw there, it only took us about 5 minutes to complete. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab everything here. Nice. All right. Wow. That's a lot of stuff, I guess. Let's head back to our camp. And we'll take a look at our fermenter and we'll see how our Meyer Magic Moonshine is doing. Lots of fun. Wonder why I didn't pick those up. Odd. Okay. Alright, let's head out back here and we'll see how our Meyer Magic Moonshine is doing. Hopefully it's a vintage one by now. Alright, so it's almost complete. Alright, good stuff. So we'll just kind of give it a minute there, but I think is the last one. Yeah, it is the last one. Alright. So in the meantime, let's talk about the festive gifts here. So again, this Festive Scorched has been deactivated, but we will find the odd ones still lingering around the wasteland. But of course, they won't give us any festive gifts. All right, let's turn the light on here so we can see what we're doing. Of course, we do have the Santatron available in the Atomic Shop here. Be right under the featured section. It'll be under special free special offers. And again, it's this bad boy right here. Now, you don't have to have that bad boy out if you have other type of collectrons, such as myself, okay? You don't need to destroy the one that you have and build that one. All you need to do is just go to the little terminal here on your collectron that you have out, and you can switch, all right? So right now I have it set to gifts, but if I want to switch it back to Nuka-Cola or electronic parts or what have you, it'll switch back. But right now I have it set to gifts, okay? And that's what you can do, right? Let's see what he's got. Okay, he's got a holiday gift, a small holiday gift, and some other junk here. Good stuff. So again, it is random. The gifts that you get is random. Don't be scared or don't worry that, you may be a time where he doesn't collect any gifts at all. All right, so it is totally random. You might get a couple large, you might get various quantities, so it's just random. So that's the main thing I just want to tell folks about. Now, the gifts you get from the Collectron is very similar to the gifts you get from the Festive Scorched, okay? So now we got our gifts from our Collectron here. We're going to go to the Atomic Shop. Now, under the featured section, of course, special free special offers. We have this medium quality gift wrap times 15. Okay, so that's free for everyone. Now it is here in the features section, or it's down here in the utility section. Right here. So let's go ahead and unlock it. Good stuff. Now I just want to show you, we're going to go back up to the features section here. And And as you can see, it says claimed, right? So now we have our gift wrap. Now we can go ahead and craft our festive gifts here. Let's do that at our Tinker's Workbench. Let's go ahead and go craft. We're going to go down here to the gifts section. So the gifts section here at the Tinker's Workbench under crafting, this is only available during the Festive Scorched event. Okay, so after June, right on, Jim, January 3rd, 2025, when the Festive Scorched event is complete, okay, this section here will no longer be available in the Tinker's Workbench. Now, I was asked the question, I believe yesterday or the day before, and they were asking why the gifts section is not available to them at their Tinker's Workbench. I am not too sure why that is. It's been available to me as the first time I've heard of that happening. So I suggested for that person to maybe kind of close out their console, like do like a hard reset kind of thing, and then go back into the console and load the game back up and see if that worked. And if that is happening to you and if it still persists, okay, I would suggest maybe just kind of send in a ticket into Bethesda. Maybe they can help you out or give you a couple better suggestions, but I don't know why that wouldn't be available to you, okay, or to folks that are maybe in the same kind of instance. All right, so here we are, our handmade holiday gift. Of course, this is the medium quality. To make one handmade holiday gift, we need 2 adhesive and, of course, the gift wrap. Let's go ahead. We're going to craft all 15 here. Nice. All right. All right, so if we open up our Pip-Boy here and we go under aid. All right, so the small holiday gift and the holiday gift, again, these are the ones we got from the Collectron or Festive Scorched, like what we got in the past, okay, except for this year for some reason. And then it says handmade holiday gift, and these are the ones that you craft using the gift wrap, okay? Now, before you start opening them, again, I highly recommend, if you are short on ammo, okay, equip the weapon that you're short on ammo with. So for example, I'm always short on 45 ammo because I have a couple of automatic weapons that I use and it just chews through that 45 ammo. So I'm going to go to my stash box. I'm going to grab a weapon here that takes 45 ammo. So let's go ahead and grab it. Now, it's not just good enough to have that weapon on you. You must have it equipped. So you open up your Pip-Boy, you go under weapons, and you actually have to equip that weapon, right? So that way there, when you haul your weapon out, right, when you haul it out, it's in your hand, okay? But you don't have to have it out like this. You can just have it back like this as long as it's equipped, all right? And then when you open up your holiday gifts, you'll get your ammo, right? So let's check our ammo section just to show you before we start. We have no 45 ammo on us right now. Let's go back under aid. We're going to start opening up these gifts here. To start with the small holiday gift we got from the Collectron. You're going to see what we get from the top left-hand corner of the screen. All right, we're going to open up the holiday gift here, the one we got from the Collectron. Now, there's many theories out here on the best way to open gifts. I find myself, I just open them up just the way that I'm doing there now. Some people do it quick. Some people do it slow. Some people open up a couple, they go do something, and they come back. I've opened them all the different ways, and I found myself, personally, I don't see too much of a difference. Someone did make a mention the other day, if you're on a public server, depending on the amount of people, it can be a little glitchy. So they have suggested if you're on a public server that's busy, maybe open them up a little bit slow. All right, and that's a good suggestion for sure, and it's something I always like to kind of mention. Let's go ahead here. We're going to open up our handmade holiday gifts, which are considered the medium quality. Of course, I am maxed out on caps, but that's fine. I'm usually up there most times anyway. I'm not too worried about it. The little bit of caps that we get here. And this is just the same pace I just do myself personally. As you can see, we're getting all kinds of plans. All kinds of 45 ammo. And some random junk, of course. Alright, and there's the last one there. Good stuff. Let's go down to the ammo section. As you can see, I got 555 rounds of 45, which is awesome. Let's head down here to the item, or the news section here, and see what we got for plans. Oh, we got one I don't even know. Plastiform Ornament Blue. Nice. We have Santa Crash. I've had that for a very, very long time. Plastiform Santa Sleigh. Nice. So, if you guys remember when I made this Christmas camp tour at the beginning of December 1st, I mentioned to you I actually had bought the Santa Sleigh Plastiform from someone's vendor. So I might just sell this bad boy for almost the same price I bought it for. That's interesting. That's pretty awesome. Blue Camo Power Armor Paint. Okay. Which I already know what else we got here. That's pretty much it for the plans. Alright, good stuff. That's pretty awesome. Now, yesterday I forgot to go over Weapon of the Day. Alright, I forgot all about it. So Weapon of the Day, of course, is this Anti-Armor Rusted Tactical Tesla Rifle. Plus 50% armor penetration. Plus 50% chance to hit a target in VATS. Minus 25% action point cost. The mods I have is the Semi-Automatic Barrel, Reflex Sight, and the Rusted Paint. 129 electrical damage, and of course it takes Cell. And of course it is considered a rifle, so under Perception in the perk cards here, you do have Rifleman, Expert Rifleman, and Master Rifleman all maxed out. You have Tank Killer, Concentrated Fire, Suppressor, Tenderizer, Action Boy, Covert Operative, Evasive, White Knight, Adrenaline. Of course, we have these random luck perk cards, and you guys see and hear them kind of being activated. Of course, it's pure luck when they are. Legendary perk cards, these don't change for me. They all stay the same, and they're all maxed out, and I've had these for a very long time. All right, let's check that fermenter here before I forget. All right, so there's our vintage Meyer Magic Moonshine right here. As you can see, it's now vintage. So it was a Meyer Magic Moonshine, but now it is vintage. All right, and that's all you get to do, and then all you do is drink it. Let's go to our food and drink section. There we go. Consume a vintage alcoholic beverage, done. Just like that. Nice. Whoa, baby. Whoa. It's just like the pipe is life kind of deal, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so there you guys go. Complete. Alright. Again, I apologize for the lateness of the video. Again, I'll be putting out the three main videos tomorrow, just a little bit later than usual. Maybe I'll even a little bit later because when I gotta get home from work and then I gotta shovel out the driveway to get into the driveway and such there. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share me the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members, Artistically Arranged, Michael Edwards, Nigel Wiffen, Heather, Whitetribe, Robco, Mr. Shelton, Drake Stamps, Mr.Prince, NotMeButMeYesMeThatsMe, Drew, Andrew, Demon, Confounded Bridge, Ghost, Primus, Korn, Van Niekerk, Ben, Duran. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.